वसुदेव कंसचारूढमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. So we were reading the text, the commentary on verse 16. And we come to the second paragraph on page 84. And then we had a discussion on the real and unreal. So when these words are used in Adhyatmic discussions, they have a very different meaning. So the meaning of the word real and unreal is not the same as we use it in our day-to-day conversation. In our day-to-day conversation, real means what exists. Real is what my senses can approach and apprehend. So that we say is real. Real is something I can touch, feel, and experience. But in Adhyatmic literature, real is defined by this quality of the thing which remains unchanged, unaltered, unmodified in all three periods of time. What it was, is, and will remain the same, irrespective of whatever alteration and changes are taking place in the external environment. So that is called real. All those things who do not qualify in through this definition is called unreal. So that is what we were discussing. So we'll continue to read and we will stop where I think discussion is needed. So rest of this paragraph actually is trying to impress upon this term real to help us understand the distinction between what I think I am versus what I really am. That is the intent, or that is the intention of this paragraph. So paragraph is trying to impress upon us that what I think I am, what is my perception, what is my understanding, what I have been thinking ever since I began to understand the external world after my birth till date. I have an idea about myself. Whatever that idea may be. It may be idea or ideas, whatever that may be. All those ideas are the product of your mind. Your mind has created those ideas, isn't it? Whatever idea that may be. However real it may appear to you, because all those ideas which define your personality are the product of your mind. Think. When something is created by mind, and while mind itself is unreal, how can it create a real product? My idea, my personality is a perception of my mind. So while mind itself is unreal, it keeps changing all the time. Changes from minute to minute. Other things may not change as quickly, but mind changes second by second. So if it is changing, so it does not qualify to be real. Because real is what does not change. So if mind keeps on changing all the time, it cannot be real. So any idea or any perception created or generated by mind can never be real. So that is what is being impressed upon. So I'm going to read through it and you listen to it carefully. So it says, naturally, the real is that which defies all changes and remains the same in all the periods of time, past, present, and future. Thus, in an ordinary example, when one misunderstands a post, post होती है ना जैसे खंबा, when you misunderstand the post in the dark to be a ghost, आपको लगा भूत है, लगता है ना किसी भी चीज को देख के भूत है वहां पे कोई खड़ा हुआ है. The ghost vision is considered unreal as compared to the post because the hallucination cannot be permanent and it does not remain after the discovery of the post, rediscovery of the post. सिंपल है ना, इसमें तो कोई एक्सप्लेनेशन चाहिए नहीं. Similarly, now this is very important. Next sentences. It says, similarly, on waking up, from our dream, we do not get anxious to provide for our dream children. जब हम लोग, whenever we are living in the dream world means when, dreams that you are experiencing, you go through a lot of stories are being played in dreams. So here is using the example ki in your dream, you are caring and providing for your dream children. You're looking after them in your dreams. We do not get anxious to provide for our dream children when we wake up. जब आप नींद से जागते हैं तो जो इतनी चिंता आपको अपने बच्चों के बारे में हो रही थी, ड्रीम चिल्ड्रन, नॉट योर रियल चिल्ड्रन, योर ड्रीम चिल्ड्रन, you are worried about so much in your dream, but as soon as you wake up, you don't have any anxiety for those children in the dream. Before we went to bed, the dream children were not with us. And after waking up, our dream children are no more with us. Thus, we understand and realize that our dream children, whom we loved and tended as real during our dream, are in fact unreal. Isn't it? By significance, therefore, the real is that which exists at all times in the past, the present, and the future. The post is relatively real. It was, it is, and it will be. So in this example, it's talking about the post from the vision of the ghost. So vision of the ghost or hallucination about the ghost is unreal. But the post in this example, relatively, is real because it was before you hallucinated. It is while you are hallucinating, and it will while you are out of hallucination. ये कॉन्सेप्ट आपको समझ में आ जाना चाहिए, बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है. कहने का तात्पर्य ये है कि we experience 3 levels of consciousness, isn't it? Waking, dream, and deep sleep. These are the 3 stages of consciousness we experience during our life. So far as the deep sleep is concerned, there is no conscious awareness about anything what was happening in the deep sleep. When you're in deep sleep, you have no idea about what was happening in the deep sleep. Because your Sharir Man Buddhi was not available or were not available in your deep sleep. So when your instrument of cognition and knowledge, which is your sense organs, they were not there, there is no way you can remember or recall what happened when you were in deep sleep. Relatively, you have some conscious awareness or subconscious awareness while you are in dreams. Why? Because your mind is still there, mind and intellect, that is still operational and functioning in your dreams. But your body is not there in your dream. तो आप देखो जैसे ड्रीम आपके ड्रीम्स में यू सी यू हैव हैड एन एक्सीडेंट यू fall off or you collided on a road accident or something and you got injured and what have you and you were bleeding and all that stuff in your dream. But when you wake up, there is no injury marks on your body. So what it means is, though you felt the emotions and you lived through those emotions in your dream, it means the mind was there, but all those body marks that should have been there in your body because you had an accident in the dream. So when those marks are not visible when you wake up, it means your body wasn't available in the dream. But when we are in consciousness, conscious awareness, Jagrit Avastha mein, all three, Sharir, Man, Buddhi is available to you. So whatever happens in our waking state, it feels real to us. I want you to think, while you were in the dream, whatever was happening in the dream, while you were in the dream, all that you experienced, you felt it to be real while in the dream. While in the dream, it was real. But only when you wake up and rise to the next conscious level and come to the waking state, what felt real in the dream feels unreal now. Why? It does not exist anymore. In the same way, when you rise further up to your consciousness or self-awareness, all that you experienced in your waking state would feel unreal. Let this idea sink in. डर तो नहीं लग रहा? Yeah. Whatever we are experiencing right now, when we rise further up, when our level of consciousness increases, when consciousness widens, and we are able to see my real personality, all that I am experiencing right now with my Sharir Man Buddhi, that will become unreal from that level of consciousness. This is only a shift in understanding, okay? You will remain who you are. Your Sharir Man Buddhi will remain, the world around you will remain, your family will remain, everything will remain. But what we thought was real will no more appeal to you as real. You would know it's unreal. Why I'm chasing after it? Why I'm chasing after career? I'm chasing after money. I'm chasing after relationship. I'm chasing these all things are immaterial and temporary. They have a short life. All these things are like bubble. Water bubbles. They pop up and they go. So that's how the entire world is, like a bubble. Right now you experience it. But what is there right now, next moment is not there. So when all these things are explained to us so that we can begin to appreciate the temporary nature of the external world, the world that we live in, and we believe that it is the real world, So we begin to appreciate that it is not real, though it may appear real, but actually it is not. It's like a dream. How dream was feeling real when you were in the dream, it is exactly the same. When you rise up through, when your consciousness broadens up, and when you shift from a soul with a body, right now we are a body with a soul. That is our consciousness. Right now, I think I am the body which has a soul. From this position, we are shifting our understanding to be a soul which has a body. That is the shift. कुछ खास फर्क नहीं है, इसलिए घबराने की जरूरत नहीं.
सर would we say मतलब I know वो technical term एक तुरिया होता है इसके लिए, मगर
जी जी.
would we say that when soldiers are doing their duty, like it's a
No.
selfless service when they're doing, would we say that is to some
See,
level?
when you are doing selfless service, then your texture of your thought is sattvic thought. So you're operating at that level, So you can, when you're not being selfish, you're doing anything selfless. Selfless falls into the category of sattvic thought. So when you have a sattvic thought, then you are not selfish. So all those acts that are performed with selflessness, you're not doing it for yourself. You are just doing it because this you consider that your duty. You do that. You sacrifice your life for the nation. These are all selfish acts. And they are
Selfless.
only possible when you're operating in the sattvic temperament of mind. When your thought, texture of your thought is sattvic, only then you can undertake selfless action. Okay. So I don't fully understand. So you first mentioned Turiya. Turiya is that a state that you experience while you're in deep sleep. You are very close to your real self. In deep sleep, you're very close to your real self. क्योंकि सोच के देखिए, जब when you wake up from your deep sleep, you have no recollection or memory of anything that was happening in deep sleep. Only experience that you can have कि you had, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, बहुत सुख की नींद आई है ना. When you wake up from deep sleep, you have the experience of सुख का अनुभव होता है कि बड़े सुख की नींद आई. There was no disturbance. I slept very well. अब सोचने वाली बात यह है कि when your शरीर was not there, your mind was not there, your intellect was not there. These are the only instruments available to you for knowing what is happening. When these three were not there, who is experiencing sukh? सोचो. Think. जब शरीर मन बुद्धि जिसके माध्यम से I get to know whatever happening in the world outside, when all these three instruments were not available to me in my deep sleep, who was experiencing sukh? It was you. You meaning
Yeah.
your real self was experiencing itself because there was no distraction. You are experiencing your own self. That sukh, that anand is your own real nature. And because there was no wailing in deep sleep, you can experience that anand.
तो
जी
सर जो ड्रीम्स आते हैं डीप स्लीप में वो भी हमारे जो कॉन्शियसली जो हम एक्सपीरियंस करते हैं उसी पे बेस्ड ड्रीम्स आते हैं
इट्स नॉट ओनली
about the
कॉन्शियस.
same people and about the same incidents or places.
सो फar एज ड्रीम्स आर कंसर्न, उसमें ऐसा कोई डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं है कि कॉन्शियस थॉट्स ही आएंगे. देखिए, कॉन्शियस थॉट्स तो आपके 5% ही होते हैं. कॉन्शियस मेमोरीज, कॉन्शियस मेमोरीज आपको ध्यान होगा, आई वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इट. हाउ डज कॉन्शियस मेमोरी इज क्रिएटेड? Conscious memory is a product of your sense and mind working together. When your senses, whatever is stimulus, whatever information it brings, when mind attends to it, that becomes a conscious memory. Conscious memory meaning you can remember, you can recall. But then there are millions of other things that your senses are capturing. There your mind has not gone. भाई आप सोच के देखो ना, जैसे आप डेली अपने घर से ऑफिस जाते हो, आप सोचने की कोशिश करो कि ट्राई टू रिमेंबर एंड रिकॉल व्हाट यू हैव सीन ऑन द वे. करके देखो ये एक्सरसाइज, आज ही कर लेना या कल कर लेना, और अभी कर लेना. थिंक आफ्टर द क्लास कि थिंक व्हाट कैन यू रिमेंबर. So you can only have a limited conscious memories of things that you can recall. 20 भी हो सकती हैं, 30 भी हो सकती हैं, 50 भी हो सकता है 100 भी आपको याद आ जाए. लेकिन वहां पर तो रास्ते में तो मिलियंस ऑफ थिंग्स वर देयर. The reason you cannot remember and recall them because your eyes may have went, your nose may have went, your ears may have went, your ears may have heard a lot of sounds, your nose may have captured a lot of smells, and your eyes may have seen a lot of other things. The reason you cannot remember them because your mind didn't go there. So your senses were wandering and capturing all this data or stimuli, as you call it. But because mind did not attend to this data, that data will go down and get registered in your intellect. So it is being capturing data. So there is a conscious data, subconscious data that you're partly aware of, not really aware of, and unconscious data. 5% conscious data, 10% subconscious data, 85% unconscious data. So when you see things in dream, it's a kaleidoscopic arrangements of all these thoughts, jumble. So which thought will get released from the layers of your memory, we don't know. Nobody can, a lot of people have developed a science out of it. They can interpret dreams, they can do dreams. That's fine. I have no issues with it. But answering to your question that whether we see conscious thoughts, answer is not fully yes. This is a jumble of all the categories of thought that you have created, all the memories will rise up and you will experience all those memories. They will play as though a film is being, is running. Because memories, you can only capture, memories can be captured in a visual format. विजुअल फॉर्मेट. तो जब आप ड्रीम देखते हो तो विजुअल फॉर्मेट में दिखते हैं आपको. तो दैट्स हाउ द मेमोरी इज कैप्चर्ड. बट एनीवे, कमिंग बैक टू अवर डिस्कशन. सो आइडिया ये है कि जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो ये जो विचार है ना, ये जो डेफिनेशन आपको बताई जा रही है रियल और अनरियल की, इज फॉर अस टू बिगिन टू कॉन्टेम्पलेट एंड स्टार्ट टू prepare ourselves that what I have been believing to be real, in fact, it is not. That's what we are preparing ourselves. That is the idea. So then it says the life in our matter envelopments. Matter envelopments. Do you know what is this matter envelopments? My pencil is not working. Do you know what is this matter,
Material koshas.
Koshas. You're right. पंच कोशस. तो पंच कोशस में क्या क्या आते हैं? सबसे पहला कौन है? अन्नमय कोश, then प्राणमय कोश, मनमय कोश, मनोमय कोश, and then आनंदमय कोश, and then ज्ञान, sorry, हाँ, ज्ञानमय, and then आनंदमय. 5 koshas. There are 5 layers of material. They are all material envelopments except the anandamay kosh. So that's what it is talking about. The life in our matter envelopments, we know it's finite. In as much as every little experience at all the 3 levels of our existence among the objects, with our sentiments and in the company of our ideas, is finite. So in sophisticated language, what it is saying is all the experience which are generated through Sharir Mana Buddhi at all 3 levels of our existence among the objects, which means our sense organs, with our sentiments, which means our mind, and in the company of our ideas. Company of our ideas, so ideas are generated by my intellect. Is finite. The body changes at every moment, the mind evolves, and the intellect grows. All changes, evolutionary movements, and growth are indicated by a constant death of their previous state. Let me read it. Body changes at every moment, mind evolves, the intellect grows. All changes, evolutionary movements, and growth are indicated by a constant death of the previous state in order that the thing concerned may change, evolve, or grow. The mind, body, mind, and intellect are ever changing in us, and all of them, therefore, according to our definition, cannot be real. ठीक है ना? तो ये जो रियल की डेफिनेशन है, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट डेफिनेशन, शरीर मन बुद्धि, which was the fulcrum of my personality, of my understanding about who I am, is now been crushed as unreal. It's not real. So that is what is pointed out. But is there a real entity behind it all? That is the question being asked. So if all these things are unreal, then is there a real thing or real entity? In order that change may take place, no doubt a changeless substratum is necessary. ये बात क्या है? Let us feel it. See, now it has been established that the Sharir Man Buddhi is changing all the time. Right? But now there is a new dimension is been brought for your consideration. And that dimension is that you can only experience change in the background of, something which is static, something which is stationary. So there is an example, if you remember, we used in when we are studying what was it? Self-Unfoldment. To help us understand how we experience change. So let's say if you are sitting in a train compartment, 2 people. So you cannot experience the change. because you are part of the change. Train is running and you are part of that train, so you running as well, so you don't experience change. You don't see the speed, you don't see the train running, but you can only see or experience the change or the speed of the train when you come out of the train and stand on the platform. Then you can see the change happening. So if Sharir Man Buddhi is changing, there must be a backdrop upon which these changes are taking place. कोई जैसे सिनेमा होता है ना, सिनेमा सिनेमा देखा. So on these, in front of you, a lot of changes are taking place. Airplanes are flying, people are running here and there. A lot of things are changing and moving on the screen. But you are able to see all those changes. You know why? Because there is a background to those changes. And that background is called a screen. Think about it. If there is no background upon which the film is projected, there is no background. The camera opens, projector opens, and there is nothing. Would you be able to see the film? There's nothing there. Projector is still doing what it does before. For you and I to experience change, there must be a substratum. There must be a background upon which changes can be experienced. Changes are taking place. For you and I to experience the change, there must be a background. Isn't it?
So I like to remind myself, correct me if I'm right or wrong. When I
Yes.
see the blue sky, it's always blue. It's there.
Yeah,
Clouds come and go, but the sky is always there.
that's right. So you are able to see the cloud because there is a sky. If there was no sky, would you be able to see the clouds? That's the question. ठीक है ना? आपको ये आइडिया समझ में आ रहा है? To understand or to experience change, there must be a substratum, a background upon which those changes are taking place. So long and short is, all these changes that are taking place in Sharir Man Buddhi, they are changing because of, these changes are taking place because of the real, because of the Brahma, the super Atma, supreme reality. So all these changes are taking place upon it. Sharir is functioning because of it. Mind is functioning because of it. Intellect is functioning because of it. So it is that substratum upon which, so that Brahma, that supreme reality upon which all these changes are taking place. And that is the reason you and I can experience the change. If it wasn't for the supreme reality, we would have no capacity or ability to experience any change in us. Because if you are not enlivened by, if your body is not enlivened by, your senses won't function. They would have no sentiency, they would have no life in them. So if alive, there is no life in the eye, can I see by itself? For I to see, that sentiency, that ability, for I to be able to see is provided by the supreme reality, the Atma, Paramatma, call it whatever. So because of Atma, eyes are functioning and experience the entire world that you experience. So that is what you are being led to understand. slowly, gradually begin to appreciate the distinction between what I think I am to what I really am. And then that has been explained from the standpoint of the definition of real. And definition of real is what remains unchanged, unmodified in all periods of time. So anything which does not qualify to this definition, that cannot be real. And anything that is not real, I should give up what is unreal. अब जब इस तरह की बातें बोली जाती जो मैंने भी बोली कि गिव अप योर अनरियल, पीपल गेट कंफ्यूज कि हाउ कैन आई गिव अप माय बॉडी. पंडित जी पागल हो गए. If everybody gives up the body, so who is going to live in the world? तो आइडिया ये है कि you are not being asked to give up your body or kill yourself. That is not the idea. Idea is you should give up your expectation from your body, mind, and intellect to give you param sukh. It cannot give you. So when we say give up expectations from that you can not realize, you cannot get to see your real version with these instruments. These instruments are helpful, but they do not have the capability to give you Paramanand. परम आनंद की अपेक्षाओं का त्याग, अपेक्षाओं का त्याग है, इंस्ट्रूमेंट का त्याग नहीं है. इंस्ट्रूमेंट तो नेसेसरी है, इंस्ट्रूमेंट की तो देखभाल करनी है, लुक आफ्टर करनी है. यू हैव टू कीप योर नाइफ शार्पन्ड if you want to remain a decent cook and have the ability to cut and chop your vegetables. So it's an instrument. These are instruments, necessary instruments, most important instruments in the process of self-realization, because through these instruments we are going to be moving in the direction of self-realization. But hoping and expecting to gain sukh out of these things is a fallacy. It's a miscomprehension. It's fooling yourself. So Upanishad is saying, do not fool yourself and do not waste your life believing that Sharir Man Buddhi can be the cause for happiness. It cannot be the cause of happiness. That is what is being, that driving to that conclusion. So, but is there a real entity behind it all? In order that change may take place, no doubt a changeless substratum is necessary. For the water of the river to flow, a motionless riverbed must exist. Similarly, in order to hold together the millions of experiences at the level of our body, mind, and intellect, and to give us the experience of a synchronized whole, which we call life, we must necessarily have some substratum that is changeless and real, which is common to all three. Really? Something in us remains as it were, unchanged all through our changes, holding the vivid experiences together, just as a thread holds the beads in a necklace. On closer analysis, it becomes clear that it can be nothing other than the self in us. Self meaning Atma, self in us. The pure awareness, the pure consciousness is that upon which all the changes that we experience in our Sharir Man Buddhi are taking place. Experiences that have come under one's awareness do not constitute any vital aspect of one's own self. Life is sum total of experience. This is a beautiful statement. Life is a sum total of experiences that have been devised by the touch of one's illuminating consciousness. In childhood, it was conscious of, in the childhood, I was conscious of my childhood. In my youth, I was conscious of my youthful life. And in my old age, I am again conscious of my personal present experiences. The consciousness remaining the same, endless experiences come under it, got illuminated and die away. This awareness by which I become conscious of things in my life, because of which I am considered as alive, without which I will have no more existence in this given embodiment. That spiritual entity, eternal, all pervading, unborn, undying, and the one changeless factor is the infinite in me. And this Atman or Atma in Sanskrit is the real self. तो आपको इंट्रोडक्शन करा दिया गया है रियल सेल्फ. So the Atma that we talk about, the Atma that we intellectually know, is the only real entity in our personality dynamics. If you look at the personality dynamics, there are 4 elements to it: Sharir, Man, Buddhi, and Atma. So there are 4 constituent parts or parts, so to speak, which constitute our life. So out of these 4 constituent parts, 3 are unreal, and the only real is Atma. And that is your real introduction. That is your own real self. That is your reality. So Atma is your real personality. So as we have identified ourselves with our Sharir Man Buddhi, in the same way, we have to now learn ways and means to know my Atma or a Paramatma and its attributes, and slowly, gradually, with my personal effort or self-effort, I should identify myself with my Atma. And that process is called self-realization. Realizing the self. Now, the next short paragraph says, the man of knowledge and wisdom. So, knowledge and wisdom में क्या फर्क होता है? Why they have used the same 2 words of same meaning in the same sentence?
Knowledge is mental and wisdom is of intellect. When you have understood the crux of it.
What else? What do you think, Shilpa? Right wrong के चक्कर में मत
Wisdom
पड़ा
comes
करो
from
जो-
experience, knowledge comes from books.
Okay, good. Shilpa?
So wisdom is when you're using your knowledge,
Hmm.
basically. So, मतलब you're using your
Excellent.
knowledge and decide.
Himanshu, what do you think?
I think maybe knowledge can come from reading books and texts, and wisdom is using your intellect.
Ritu, what do you think? Don't worry about
Sir,
right or
ऐसे
wrong. Just say what you think.
पता नहीं सर, पर ऐसे कहते हैं wisdom is your lived knowledge. ऐसे सुना
Wisdom
है?
is lived knowledge.
Lived knowledge, yeah.
Excellent.
Knowledge
Bhavna?
that you've lived is the wisdom.
Excellent. 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 Amazing. Bhavna ji, what do you think? I think Bhavna is going for cooking or dinner. All of you are right. All I will do is I will give you the technical answer. Any stimulus that comes into you through your sense organs, you know it. What you know is knowledge. ठीक है भाई, जो भी आपको अपनी पांचों सेंसेस से प्राप्त हो रहा है उसको नॉलेज कहते हैं. And when that knowledge is, when you have gained direct and personal experience of that knowledge, that becomes wisdom. So now what I've just said, don't you think all of you are right? You should use different words, but you're saying the same thing. You know. So that's great. You should congratulate yourselves, all of you. But the definition is very simple. What you know, how do we know? The only gateway of knowledge that we have is our sense organs. With thy sense organs, I become aware of or conscious of things outside. So that is the gateway of knowledge. Cognitive faculty. So I know with the help of my sense organs. That is knowledge. But when what I know, when I put that into my personal experience, and then and the essence that I gain out of my experience is called wisdom. Essence. जैसे रॉ खाना खाते हैं ना, रॉ खाने का एसेंस क्या है? न्यूट्रिशन. So nutrition is what is relevant and important for your body, not the gross food. Gross food जो आपने खा के डाइजेस्ट किया, डाइजेस्ट करने के बाद what have you accepted? Only thing you have accepted out of the entire 2 kilo food that you ate, only 10 gram nutrition. So that 10 gram nutrition is what is relevant and important. Rest you discard every day. In the same way, when a lot of knowledge comes into you, you can only benefit through this knowledge when you digest that knowledge through analysis, critical thinking, bringing your past experience into it. Evaluate that knowledge with your own previous experiences, like the food is added with bile juices, saliva, that you already had with you. So like saliva, bile juice, and all those juices that get added to the food is existing with you already. So these are equivalent to your previous experiences. When the new information is mixed with the past experiences, analyzed, and you draw essence out of it. So digestive process and process of gaining, getting wisdom is absolutely parallel. जैसे आप खाने को डाइजेस्ट करके उसका न्यूट्रिशन को एक्सट्रैक्ट करते हैं, तो इसी प्रकार से जब हमको जानकारी प्राप्त होती है बाहर से, I add my existing experiences to it. In the light of my existing experiences, I evaluate new information. And when
जैसे हम सबको पता है कि कोक इज नॉट हेल्दी, पर जब हम उसको नहीं पिएंगे तभी हम वाइज होंगे.
well, exactly. So you put that in, when you become wiser, then you put that knowledge into practice and gain your direct and personal experience of it. After that, you conclude for yourself whether something is good for you or not. So that is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Though grammatically or linguistically, both of them mean the same. इसको बोलते हैं प्रज्ञा, ज्ञान. तो ज्ञान की प्राप्ति तभी होती है जब आप श्रवण मनन निधिध्यास का प्रोसेस फॉलो करते हैं. So when so information is, knowledge is here, then it goes through shravan manana and nidhyas, and what it becomes wisdom. Knowledge goes in, and then you sift through it, and it becomes wisdom. So anyway, the man of knowledge and wisdom have known the essence, the meaning, and the implication of both these things. So the words are used very carefully. The man of wisdom knew the essence. and the implication of both these, the self and the not self. So they knew what is self, what is real, and the not self, that which is not real. So they knew the implication of it. The real and the unreal, which in their mysterious combination constitute the strange phenomena called the world. So word is a kaleidoscopic arrangement of not self, material things. What that then is that which is ever real. Listen. So the next discourse will talk about, next few verses will talk about what is real, and the 18th verse talks about what is unreal, and the discussion continues. So I think because two of you have to leave early, so let us stop here, and then let's have a discussion, answer any questions that you may have, and then in 5-10 minutes we will bring the session to close. ठीक है जी? So mic is over to you.
सर समझ आ रहा है मगर
प्रीति को समझ में आ रहा है और
नहीं कॉम्प्रिहेंड भी हो रहा है मगर एट द टाइम ऑफ प्रैक्टिस टेस्ट होता है थ्रू आउट द डे बट थैंक यू आई मीन लगा हमें
प्रैक्टिस, देखिए
क्या समझ
प्रैक्टिस में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. यू हैव टू, आई थिंक यू गाइज नो what is mindfulness means. So when you are going through the day, you have to, if you just keep doing these things, that yes, it feels real, but actually it is unreal. Though it appears real, but it is only a perception. भाई जो भी आपको एक्सपीरियंस हो रहा है वो परसेप्शन ही है ना. भाई अगर आपको लग रहा है मेरी बेइज्जती हुई है, बट इट्स अ परसेप्शन, बेइज्जती एक्चुअली नहीं हुई, मुझे
पुराने
लग रहा है कि
आदतों
हुई है.
के उसमें होते हैं ना हम लोग
हाँ, तो
we
ये
are
प्रैक्टिस का
slaves to
मतलब
our
यही
own
होता है.
habits
प्रैक्टिस का यही मतलब होता है कि यू कीप
get a new practice
सिफ्टिंग थ्रू योर एक्सपीरियंस ऑन अ डेली बेसिस. तो जब आप ऐसे करना शुरू करोगे तो आप देखोगे वो सब चीजें जो आपको बहुत परेशान कर दिया करती थी वो अब नहीं करती हैं.
Hmm.
भाई यही तो फर्क होता है, और क्या फर्क. तो ऑल दीज थिंग्स, our day-to-day experience will begin to alter and change. Things become impotent. They have no potency to affect any change or shift or affect you, pain you, give you pleasure. They don't do it because I mean, there's no pleasure in it.
part of
सर
Even
प्रीति
if
ने
it is
क्या
there.
कहा?
हाँ जी.
सॉरी, आई विल शेयर, आप कंप्लीट कर लीजिए.
हाँ नहीं, हो गया वो तो मैं तो बोलिए.
सो प्रीति वाज राइट व्हेन शी इज सेइंग कि जब एक्चुअल प्रैक्टिस में आता है तो थोड़ा कभी कभी, मतलब मैं तो कई बार जैसा लगता है मैं स्लिप हो जाती हूँ. आई कैन शेयर
असल
दैट
में
मोस्ट ऑफ
हाँ,
द
शेयर
टाइम
कीजिए.
आई ट्राई टू प्रैक्टिस, बट कभी कभी कुछ कुछ ऐसी चीजें हो जाती है दैट लीव यू वेरी डिस्टर्ब, मतलब आपका आपका शांति भंग हो जाती है. सो टुडे मॉर्निंग आई हैड गॉन टू गेट माय आधार कार्ड अपडेटेड, एंड मैं 2 घंटे लाइन में खड़ी रही. और उसके बाद देयर वर पीपल कमिंग फ्रॉम ऑल साइड्स. दे वर ब्रेकिंग द क्यू, दे वर गोइंग राइट इन फ्रंट. कोई ये कह रहा था कि मैं बच्चा हूँ, कोई ये कह रहा था कि मैं बूढ़ा हूँ, कोई कह रहा था कि मैं तो पहले से यहाँ खड़ा था. दे वर लाइक कमिंग फ्रॉम ऑल साइड्स, एंड आई स्पेंड 2 hours स्टैंडिंग देयर. एंड बाय द एंड ऑफ इट मेरा काम भी नहीं हुआ और मैं वापस आ गई. तो आई वॉज फीलिंग वेरी डिजेक्टेड कि ये इस तरह से कैसे काम होता है, ये ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है. वेल आई वॉज स्टैंडिंग देयर एंड थिंकिंग कि ये काम और कितना आसान बनाया जा सकता था, जिसको कि इतना कॉम्प्लिकेट किया हुआ है सब कुछ. लोग आए जा रहे हैं और दे आर कमिंग, दे आर लाइक स्क्वीजिंग यू, दे आर डिस्टेंस भी नहीं रख सकते आपके, मतलब आगे वाला भी पीछे वाला भी। आई वॉज रियली डिजेक्टेड कि हम 21st सेंचुरी में इंडिया में अभी भी इस तरह से काम होते हैं कि लोग बस दे जस्ट पुश यू एंड कि मेरा पहले होना चाहिए काम, दैट टाइप। आई वाज जस्ट थिंकिंग कि क्या पासपोर्ट की तरह क्या ये अपॉइंटमेंट दे के नहीं कर सकते ये काम कि 10 मिनट में इतने ही लोगों को बुलाओ। और सो इट्स लाइक, सो आई वाज क्वाइट डिजेक्टेड। अभी जैसे प्रीति ने कहा, मैं प्रैक्टिस नहीं कर पाई, मैं बहुत डिस्टर्ब थी थ्रू आउट। फिर धीरे धीरे करके अपने आप को मैंने बैलेंस किया वापस आके।
तो ये
सो
प्रैक्टिस तो करी कर आपने?
सॉरी।
You said you able to recover.
यस, आई हैव रिकवर्ड।
So that is called practice. What are you complaining on? Think
Such
about it.
means
Compare this experience with previous similar experience. Previous experience you probably prolonged and continue to suffer and have these things. Now you are able to reflect into it, though you experienced it, that the uncomfortable feeling of kind of whatever it was, uh, is kind of an anger that you experience. But then you were able to reflect at the same time, and then you took the corrective measure and it died down. So the length of the negative experience was reduced as compared to previous occasion. So that is what practice is. हमको प्रॉब्लम ये लगती है कि हमको लगता है कि सी, मेरी बात का बुरा मत मानना, लेकिन ऐसा लगता है कि हमको इमीडिएटली गौतम बुद्ध बनना है। नहीं, गौतम बुद्ध इज ए अल्टीमेट गोल। गौतम बुद्ध जब पैदा हुए थे वो गौतम बुद्ध नहीं थे। ही वॉज सेम यूजलेस फेलो born in a princely house. So he took him good 10-15 years to arrive at where he arrived at. तो मेरे को तो जो आपने अभी बताया, तो मुझको आप ये लग रहा है कि शायद आपकी जो चेंज की जो अपेक्षा वो शायद ज्यादा हाई है। बट व्हाट यू हैव एक्सप्लेन टू मी दैट्स साउंड्स क्वाइट एक्सीलेंट, कि ये नहीं कहा जा रहा कि आपको ये अनुभव नहीं होंगे। अनुभव तो होते ही रहेंगे। मतलब वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज द एक्सटर्नल वर्ल्ड पीपल विल कंटिन्यू टू बिहेव द बिहेव, बट देयर इम्पैक्ट अपॉन अस। So if you compare the impact, what could have taken hours or maybe days for you to recover from, now it is only taking minutes or maybe an hour or two at best or at most. And you are able to recover quickly out of it. So to me, that's a progress. You are conscious of it. If there is something not right. And you do about, you talk to Preeti, you talk to whosoever, and then you recoup, recover. So that's a progress. तो इसलिए जो भी है, जैसा भी हो रहा है, उसको स्वीकार कीजिए। सब बढ़िया है, सब अच्छा है। मैं तो, अगर आपको इस बात का भी एहसास है जो हो रहा है वो सही नहीं हो रहा, दैट इन इटसेल्फ इज एन इंसाइट। आपको कब पता चलता है कि कुछ सही नहीं है, आई एम नॉट डूइंग समथिंग राइट? जब आपको ये पता होगी राइट क्या है। तो जब आपको राइट पता होगा तभी तो आपको इस बात का एहसास होगा व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इज नॉट राइट। तो इसका मतलब यू हैव द नॉलेज ऑफ द राइट। भाई आपको नॉलेज होगी ना राइट की, तभी तो आप जो राइट
And
नहीं
we
है या
feel
गलत है।
better prepared for the next experience.
Exactly. So I think it's a growth, it's a development, and you should congratulate yourself. Experiences will happen. They will keep on happening. They will keep on testing your strength, mental strength. And every moment, every experience, idea is to just win over them and do not allow these experiences to continue to harass you as they used to do before. That's it. So
Like next time you may go early to the office,
basically, I was,
or
but
you may
that
check with your RWA ki how can we ease
कोई
this
जरूरत नहीं
process.
है। गो टू वेबसाइट एंड अप्लाई। ये 50 रुपए लगते हैं चेंज
होता
के।
नहीं है,
नहीं
वेबसाइट में
नहीं,
नहीं
वो नहीं
होता है
होता,
सर,
पर्सनली
वहाँ पे नहीं
जाना
होता
पड़ता
है।
है। सो यस, आई फाउंड अनदर वे। देर इज अ वे दैट यू टेक एन अपॉइंटमेंट ऑनलाइन, दे गिव यू अ टाइम स्लॉट, एंड बट देन you have to go to centralized place, जैसे पासपोर्ट का है ऐसे
हाँ,
आधार का भी है, so you have to go there.
ठीक है।
क्या जगह है, मैं नाम भूल गई,
Good
धौला कुआं।
information. Yeah, you can
अच्छा,
share it.
धौला कुआं के पास मेट्रो स्टेशन पे आपको जाना होता है, दे गिव यू एग्जैक्ट टाइम, तभी आप जाइए, और वो आपको पासपोर्ट की तरह से आपको
तो अब
वो
वो क्या चेंज कराना है उसमें?
I wanted to change my phone number.
अच्छा,
It's for some reason मेरे आधार कार्ड में मेरे हस्बैंड का नंबर है, तो जब भी कुछ काम होता है तो ओटीपी उनके फोन पे जाता है, सो आई वांटेड टू चेंज दैट।
ठीक है।
और किसी काम के लिए मुझे किसी गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल ने कहा कि अपने फादर का नाम भी ऐड कराओ, कुछ काम कराना था, तो जब तक फादर का नाम उसमें नहीं होगा आधार में तब तक ये काम नहीं होगा, सो वी हैड गॉन देयर। तो खैर मेरा काम नहीं हुआ, some
अब तक।
attestation had to be done. So, but then I
गुड।
was feeling very rejected because जिस तरह से हैंडल होता है, ठीक है, रिलेशन है, ये है, बट जिस तरह से हैंडल होता है चीजें बहुत,
तो स्लोली ग्रेजुअली,
ट्राई दिस अदर वे, आई टेक
यू
एन
हैव टू टेक
अपॉइंटमेंट।
इट। हाँ, तो हमको ये है कि ये सब एक्सपीरियंसेस तो होंगे, वी हैव नो कंट्रोल ओवर द एक्सटर्नल फैक्टर्स, बट व्हाट वी हैव कंट्रोल ओवर इज हाउ डू वी टेक देम, एंड दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव टू प्रैक्टिस. So, in my view, listening to you, it appears to me that you didn't continue to suffer this experience for a long duration. It lasted short while. So that's fine. ठीक है ना? तो बस मैं, हाँ हाँ बोलिए प्लीज. Your voice is breaking.
Network issue. Is it better now?
It's better now. Yeah.
You know? So I think I'm facing network issues for like 2-3 days. So I would like to share one thing. मैंने एक चीज जो अपने अंदर notice करी है for like past 15-20 days or 1 month I would say कि when you practice this thing, so एक्चुअली वो आपकी नेचर में आ जाता है। अब मेरे से कोई अगर बात करता है ना, मतलब मैं ये कहूंगी कि मेरे से नेगेटिव वर्ड्स भी नहीं निकलते, या अगर मैं घर में जैसे मेरे नेफ्यू नीसेस हैं वो यूज करते हैं तो मैं उनको जैसे अपनी नीस ने बोला कि मासी मेरी ये टीचर तो बहुत ही बेकार है, तो मैंने उसको बोला कि बेटा टीचर बेकार नहीं होती हैं, वो स्ट्रिक्ट हो सकती हैं। या ऑफिस में भी मेरी टीम में किसी ने कुछ बोला ऐसा, किसी मैं अभी ध्यान नहीं कर पा रही हूँ, तो शी यूज्ड नेगेटिव वर्ड, तो मैंने कहा नहीं मतलब ऐसे मत बोलो, बट ठीक है उनको थोड़ा सा टाइम लग सकता है और इस तरीके से वो चीज हो सकती है। तो समहाउ मैंने ये चीज देखी है कि अभी मेरे अंदर कुछ चेंजेस आ गए हैं कि बात करते हुए आई ट्राई, या अपने आप ही आई वुड से कि नेगेटिव वर्ड्स नहीं निकलते हैं, बिकॉज आई थिंक आपका ऑरा या थॉट प्रोसेस अफेक्ट होता है या वो सब चीजें आती नहीं है। बट ये मैंने अभी रिसेंटली 15-20 दिन में ऑफ लेटली रियलाइज करा है कि, और शायद कोई बोलता भी है तो मैं उस बात को जिस ऑब्वियसली जिसको मैं करना चाहती हूँ जो रिसेप्टिव होता है कि ये ऐसे भी हो सकता था, या ऐसे मत सोचो, इट वुड बी दिस वे। सो
Excellent.
आई थिंक हमारे अंदर चेंजेस आते हैं तो
हाँ.
हमारी बॉडी लैंग्वेज हमारे थॉट प्रोसेस में भी ये सब रिफ्लेक्ट करता है।
So, thank you for sharing this, Silva. And that's exactly what I mean. कि ये जो shift हमारे अंदर आता है, it's not a bang, it's not sudden, it's not an event. ये इतना subtly it gets seeped into your personality. आपको पता भी नहीं चलता है कब परिवर्तन आना शुरू हो गया, और चेंज होता रहता है. Change is occurring all the time. You're shifting and you're moving. Your habits are changing. Your way to look at things is altering. ये सब चीजें हो रही हैं. That my reason for asking you question is so that you can have that insight as well. When I ask question, I'm not testing you. I'm not testing your knowledge. I'm simply hoping कि आपको जो changes हो रहे हैं, already हो रहे हैं, you need to be conscious of those changes. कि ऐसा चेंजेस आ रहे हैं, परिवर्तन, because you need that kind of a positive feedback loop from your own experiences so that you can continue to work on yourself. तो जो पॉजिटिव होता है, पॉजिटिव लूप होता है, दैट शुड कंटिन्यू, यू शुड रिफ्लेक्ट ओवर इट. इसलिए आप जब अपने एक्सपीरियंस को, अब जैसे मैं आपको अपना एक्सपीरियंस बताता हूँ कि ये जो आज डेकिंग पेंट मैंने किया है, तो this process started almost 3-4 weeks ago. Shama wanted this decking to be painted. Her sister was here. And for some funny reason, I didn't feel like doing it. मैंने कहा यार तुमको करना तुम करो, डोंट गेट मी इन्वॉल्व इनटू इट, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डू इट. तो वो मैंने एक मेरा डिसीजन था, एंड दे ट्राइड डूइंग इट, दे डिड लिटिल बिट, दे कुडंट फिनिश इट, दे लेफ्ट इट, then weather kept changing, and then sister went last week. And so then we had bought the paint and the spray and everything. And idea was we will do it when there is a nice day. So that nice day was today. So Shama was kind of telling me, we have to do this, we have to do this. So my resistance was already there about it. So when she was saying it, so I started reflecting about this, is why I am being reluctant. Why I'm being reluctant. What is the big deal here? It's a job that needs to be done. And even the conversation came to the point where Shema says, let me call somebody, we'll end up paying 300-400 pounds, somebody will come and do it for us. I said, yeah, that's a good idea. Then I thought to myself, it's not about money, but I said, well, why I am being so reluctant about it? So I got up, I said, okay, come on, let's. I dressed up, I put my overall and did it. So you keep on working on yourself all the time. All these negative thought is just unnecessary reluctance. There's no solid backing to this. There's no solid reason for why you don't do it, why you won't do it. But just because I said I won't do it, so I'm stucking my gun. So you get stuck with your own thoughts at times. So this morning, so I said, okay, come on, let's do it. So by 9:30, we were on the floor and we started doing it. And we finished all the paint. And we finished almost 75% of the work. Tomorrow, if sun comes out, we'll finish it off tomorrow. But point I'm saying is this is how we have to keep on reflecting on our own thoughts which are limiting, thought which are blocking, thought which are holding you down or holding you back. We have to keep reflecting upon them. That's the idea. And that is what practice is. And then when you do it, you really feel very good about it. You were able to overcome your negative thoughts that were holding you back. You kill them. You move forward, you do it. And when you achieve something, obviously you get a nice feeling. So let me release you guys today a bit early. So we'll do pratna and end the session. Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Hare Paramatmane Pranata Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva He Nath Narayan Vasudeva He Nath Narayan Vasudeva Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Chali, thank you very much. You have a nice weekend, all of you. And I will see you on Wednesday next week. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Pranam.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskar.